What's going on, guys? It's Jake, and today we're going to be taking a trip down memory lane, looking back at what I think is the best Beyblade Burst release of all time. So, let's just get right into it. So as you guys may or may not know, Shu is my favorite character in Beyblade Burst. I'm not saying that Vault is bad or Louie is bad. That's not what I'm saying. So if you like those characters better, that's fine. But Shu is my favorite because he has, in my opinion, the best storyline. I'm gonna spoil, Beyblade Burst Evolution a little bit. So if you haven't seen those or you don't really want to know, just skip ahead. But anyways, whenever Shu starts off Beyblading, he actually is worse than Vault. Vault is kind of like a mentor to him, but Shu, with his determination and his drive to be the best and to win, he becomes one of the best in the world. But he was just never able to fully beat Louie. Louie was the one obstacle, the one character in his way to being the best. Towards the end of the first season, he loses to Louie, and he just goes AWOL. He goes kind of crazy. And then in Beyblade Burst Evolution, we don't really see Shu again until the end of the series. We actually see Red Eye. And Red Eye was freaking dope. He was like the evil version of Shu. He wore a mask. He had Legend Spriggan, or Spryzen if you like the Hasbro name. But still, he was not able to beat Louie. Louie still beat him with Nightmare Longinus, and then we got to see Spriggan Requiem. And that is what I think is the best Beyblade Burst release of all time. Spriggan Requiem, the Hasbro version, is Spryzen Requiem. So let's talk about it. Before we move on though, if we could hit 1,000 likes on this video, that would be much appreciated. But you guys smash that like button anyway, so we don't even need to keep on this subject. So let's just move on. So Spriggan Requiem, B100, the 100th release for Beyblade Burst, and man, it was really hype. If you guys are like newer fans and you don't really remember what it was like for Spriggan Requiem back then, the hype for it was insane because Shu is a lot of people's favorite characters for reasons that I talked about just a little bit earlier. But Shu is a lot of people's favorite characters, and this was like the ultimate version of Spriggan. But not only was it the ultimate version of Spriggan, it was kind of like the ultimate Bey. It was right and left spin. Zeta had 3 different modes, so it's kind of like you had 3 different Beyblades. And it also came with Zero, which was the heaviest disc at the time and was used a lot. But we aren't just going to talk about Spriggan, we're going to unbox it. Well, we're going to unbox Spryzen Requiem, the Hasbro version. So let's get started on that. So taking a look at the box, it definitely looks a lot different from the turbo boxes we have now, and that is because this is an evolution release. So this is from last season, and basically guys, if you find this at your store or whatever, you can find it online for a good price, I would actually buy it because this is, in my opinion, the best burst release that Hasbro has had so far. But anyways, tearing into the box, we have the instruction manual, the ripcord. That's not really important. But first, we have the launcher, and this was the Switch Strike launcher, and man, I loved this launcher. It wasn't the best, obviously, Takara Tomy string launchers, the dual threat launcher, those are going to be better, but just for a ripcord launcher, this is definitely the best one that we've had so far. The original series was with the blue ones, those are too small. The new turbo ones are in a weird shape, but man, Switch Strike launchers, you just can't beat them. Next up, we have the driver, or the performance tip rather, and it is called Zeta. But while it wasn't the best, it has 3 different modes: a defense mode, a more stamina / balance mode, and then the attack mode. So you can really have Spriggan do a lot of different things. It could be an attack type, a defense type. It was just really cool. And while Zeta wasn't the best, it was awesome that we had those different options. Next up, we have the disc, which is 0. And if you guys didn't know, Spriggan Requiem, and then for Hasbro, Spryzen Requiem, is the first time that we actually saw 0 get released. And people still use it to this day. And maybe with, you know, GT being out, it's not going to be used as much. But guys, 0 and then even the frame bump just dominated the meta for a really, really long time because it's balanced and it was the highest weighing disc for a while. I think it was the highest weighing disc all the way up until 00 or 00 that came out with Shu Vs Achilles. And then finally, guys, we have the layer itself, which is Spryzen Requiem. And this was just look at it. It looks so freaking good, and it incorporated a bunch of different elements from other Beyblades. It's dual spin, it has a metal god chip pretty much embedded in the layer already, and it also kind of takes from Fafnir a little bit because it has rubber on it, which actually helps with spin steal. And sure, you know, while the spin stealing isn't quite as good as Fafnir, this is just the jack of all trades. It just has so many different elements inside of it, and it's so balanced. But also, the Takara Tomy version had really good teeth, and the Hasbro one has really good slopes. When it released and I did my first unboxing of it, which was a long time ago actually, this was just super overpowered, even just stock, guys. Like, getting this thing to burst was almost impossible. And while I did it with Genesis Valtryek just in a test battle, and that was really random, just the shape in general just made this thing really difficult to burst. And I mean, if you put this up against, you know, a GT Bay, maybe it won't do as well now, but for the time, guys, it was really crazy. But now, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to do some test battles. I'm not really sure how well it's going to do up against, you know, some GT Bays. We're going to see how it does, and we're going to see if it's still relevant today. But even if it's not, for the time, it was really awesome. But let's just move on to some test battles. Alright, we have some decent impacts coming from Death Scyther. But, uh-oh, yeah, there's no way. Spriggan is not gonna lose here. And there we go. There is a loss for Death Scyther. Alright, circling around, Death Scyther using a lot of its stamp. Alright, Spriggan slash, I guess. And Death Scyther is out of there. That's 3-0. Next bay. Alright, going up against Z Achilles with the Extend Plus chip. Oh. Alright, whatever. Oh, huge hits! That sends Achilles out of the stadium. It is, I guess, 2-0. 2-0. Oh, okay. Alright. I guess I'll give that one to Achilles. It is 2-1. Oh, and there we go. Spryzen ends it. It is 3-1. Let's move on to the next bay. Alright, slash Valkyrie. Oh, still was not enough. It is 1-0. Oh, okay. Alright, it is 1-0. That is just the big weight difference between slash Valkyrie and Spryzen coming into play. 1-1. Let's go on to the next round. Spriggan going around the stadium. Valkyrie coming in hot. Oh, big hit. Oh, and it's a burst finish. Valkyrie coming in hot. Oh, big hit. Oh, and it's a burst finish. It is a burst finish, making the battle go in Spryzen's favor. Spryzen takes it able to burst slash Valkyrie. While it may not be the best today, it is still able to rival some of the newest beys like slash Valkyrie, and that's pretty insane. Well, that's pretty much gonna wrap up this video, guys. If you liked it, make sure you smash that like button down below. Once again, we're trying to get to 1,000 likes. And tell me, was Spryzen Requiem slash Spriggan Requiem really the best Beyblade Burst release of all time? And obviously, I made a whole video about it, so to me, it is. But I'm interested to see what you guys think in the comments down below. And if you guys don't think it's the best of all time, what do you think is? I think a couple of you guys are going to say like Nightmare Longinus or Luinor L3, and that's a really good one too. So I think it's really between those two, in my opinion. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Have fun and bay away.